AITA for telling my dad that I don't want him walking my cousin down the aisle. During the month of November, my cousin, 16 female, will tie the knot with her longtime boyfriend, 23 male. She is the only daughter of my father's brother, as well as the only daughter of my father. My cousin and I do not get along at all. After my uncle passed away, she attempted to take my father. He refused and made time for both of us. However, to this day, my cousin believes that I was a jerk for refusing to provide her with the opportunity to have a paternal figure, which is simply not the case. My parents tried all they could to keep her from mistreating and abusing me, but there is only so much a parent can do to protect their children from such brutal treatment and torture. My mother used to do it while they weren't paying attention, and I was too terrified to tell them because I understood how crucial it was for my father to have a good relationship with her, so I stayed silent. Despite the fact that the bullying has subsided, she continues to make fun of me for other reasons, such as the fact that I am unmarried, that I am stupid, and so on. As soon as she got engaged, she left me out of the wedding party, which would have been fine if she hadn't included her mother's side of the family as well as my brother's. But my father thought this was suspicious, and things got worse when she made funny comments, such as saying that I'll probably go to the wedding alone, and that the bridesmaid dress wouldn't be flattering on me because of my size, among other things. Her invitation to dinner with my parents the night before the wedding was accompanied by her desire for my father to escort her down the aisle. What type of excuse he gave her is beyond me, but after that, he came into my room and inquired as to whether or not I was good with what he had just done. I was straightforward in my answer and said that I did not agree. Even before my uncle passed away, she had made my life a living hell for the majority of it, and because I was his only daughter, I assumed it would be a shared experience between us. I told her I knew she would ask, and that all I wanted to do was express my feelings, but that in the end, the decision was his, and I'll accept whatever he decides because I know how important she is to him. He agreed, and I told him that I understood what he was trying to get across. Then he told me that he loved her as a daughter as much as a friend, and that was the end of our talk. Not at all, and now my cousin is blaming me for it, claiming everyone he did it because I coerced him into doing it and that I was a jealous young girl. She has also threatened to not invite me to her wedding if I don't take action to resolve the matter immediately. My mother and aunt both felt that it was a low blow on my side, and that the majority of her family did not think it was fair under the circumstances. My mother contacted me yesterday and informed me that I should not have lied since she was going through a terrible time at the time of the incident. I agreed. It was impossible for me to avoid the conclusion that I had created a big problem when my brothers informed her that they would be leaving the party if she did not stop bothering them. Story 2. AITA for not allowing my sister near my bearded dragon after doing a TikTok trend with my pet. I'm an 18-year-old girl who has been keeping a bearded dragon named Phil for almost a year and a half. Phil is a beloved member of my family and of mine. In addition to producing TikToks of Phil, my sister 15 female, whom I'll name Jane, also likes doing so, which I have no problem with since they're generally just videos of Phil running about or doing something goofy, such as opening his lips while he's basking in the sun. My sister came up to me the other day and showed me a TikTok of Phil she had made for her brother. According to the audio that plays over it, there is a fad on TikTok for smearing butter on dogs, which is accompanied by the words butter dog. Consequently, Jane showed me a video of herself applying soft butter on Phil in order to stay up with the current fashion. When I saw it, I became extremely enraged. Several people have stated that doing this trend with bearded dragons may be detrimental, since the butter will attach to their skin, and if they are put back under their basking light, the butter will heat up and effectively burn the bearded dragon's skin. As soon as I informed Jane that she couldn't do that to Phil, she quickly removed him out from under his basking light, which she had put him back under after the recording, and I started washing him in the tub to try and wash off any of the butter she hadn't already wiped off. The next day, my sister came over and told me that I was overreacting and that it was a fad that will pass. Her phone beeped and shouted at her, informing her that I'm not letting her near Phil until she apologizes to me and vows that she will never do anything like this with Phil again, and that she must get my permission every time she wants to make a video with Phil. My sister grew upset and said that she was not sorry for just wanting to have fun with Phil, and that I was powerless to prevent Phil from being taken away by my sister. I returned him to his tank in my room after making certain that all of the butter had been consumed, and warned her that she was not permitted to enter and take Phil. My parents found out about it this morning and informed me that I made a mistake by doing what I did and that the video was completely harmless. My friends and family told me that I needed to stop worrying about Phil-related issues. After explaining that she is not sorry since she had no clue it would be harmful to Phil, my sister advised me to move on and allow her to visit Phil again. I agreed. I don't trust her with Phil, however. If she hadn't showed me the video, Phil would have sat in his tank, being burnt by his basking light, and I wouldn't have known until it was too late. I feel I am the jerk because I believe I may have overreacted, as my family believes, and because I yelled at her when she had no knowledge that following the trend would be harmful to my brother. So, Reddit, am I the jerk in this situation? Mini update. For the time being, I'll limit myself to answering a question. Yes, I did explain to her and my parents why putting butter on his head was hazardous, since I've received a slew of inquiries. To that end, I'm going to sit them down today or tomorrow and make an effort to explain to them, using facts, why what my sister did was more than just a passing trend and had the potential to injure or kill Phil. I also bought him a tank lock, which he will use. Many thanks to everyone for their kind words and support. As soon as I finish my online work, I'll sit down and look over all of the new comments. Update. Hello, everyone. This is an update. I apologized for not being on for a while. Things have been extremely crazy for me lately, but I'm back with an announcement. After my last article and after all of your feedback, I got a lock for Phil's tank and installed it as soon as I had it to ensure that my sister could not just take him away. I waited a few seconds to see whether my sister would express regret, but she didn't say anything. The next day, I had an in-depth conversation with both my parents and sister about the reasons why I wasn't allowing her to see Phil and how what she had done was not acceptable. I prepared a PowerPoint presentation and included all of the information on how putting butter on bearded dragons was not a harmless practice. I told her that I wasn't angry with her for doing it since she didn't realize what she was doing, but that I was upset by the way she replied. However, after much discussion, including some of the suggestions you folks gave me on how to best explain it, it looked that they had finally grasped the concept after much debating and arguing over it. After seeing what she had done to Phil, my sister got depressed and apologized to me for her actions. She seemed to be really worried after realizing what she had done. My parents also expressed regret for not siding with me and for chastising me for the limitations I set on myself. My sister is now entitled to visit Phil and play with him whenever she likes, but she is not authorized to shoot any more videos of Phil without my permission. The lock on the tank remains in place in case anything occurs. She appears to be disturbed by the restrictions, but she follows them. My efforts also got her to take the video down from TikTok, and she ended up making a video saying how dumb she had been and how she should have known better than to have done what she did, which I'm quite pleased with. She has returned to making her benign videos of Phil running and playing, and everything has returned to normal. I'd also want to express my gratitude to Reddit once again for providing direction and confirming that what I was doing was proper, since I was completely oblivious at the time. Philippe is in good health as well as ever, and he is grateful for all of the compliments on the photo I posted. He recognizes himself as an adorable young man, and he is glad to have gotten the accolades he so well deserves.